Not everything ends with a loud bang. Not everything ends with a detailed explanation. Some doors close without any announcement. Some chapters end without an apology. And if you've been feeling a strange sense of detachment lately, stay with me, because what God is closing right now is making room for what's coming next. You're not being left behind, you're being prepared. It's because loud endings often create resistance. When something ends with a lot of noise, God closes doors gently, especially when He knows your heart is tender. He's not trying to hurt you, He's trying to guide you. The Bible tells us in Ecclesiastes that there is a time to keep, and a time to cast away. Part of our journey of faith is learning to discern which time it is. The key truth here is that God doesn't always explain the endings as they happen. He's more interested in showing you their purpose later. He sees the full picture. He knows that the space being created by this quiet closure is necessary for the blessing He has planned for your future. So if you feel a door softly clicking shut, trust that it's His hand, gently leading you forward. Now, let's talk about what He might be closing. First, God is quietly closing seasons that have expired. A season doesn't always end because something went wrong. Sometimes, it just reaches its natural conclusion. How do you know a season is ending? One of the biggest signs is that you find yourself forcing what used to flow effortlessly. You're pushing and striving to keep something alive that once gave you life. The very thing that used to energize you now leaves you feeling empty. And maybe the most subtle sign is that the grace has lifted, even though your effort has increased. You're working harder than ever, but seeing less fruit. In John 15, Jesus says, "Every branch that bears fruit, He prunes, that it may bear more fruit." This is a powerful end-of-year insight. God closes fruitful seasons too. He'll prune a branch that was productive, not because it was bad, but because it's time to grow in a different way, to produce a different kind of fruit. Another thing God is closing right now are relationships you've outgrown. This can be one of the hardest things to accept. But listen closely, not every separation is a betrayal. Not every distance that grows between you and someone else is a rejection. Some people were assigned to a chapter of your life, not the whole book. And their chapter was beautiful, it was necessary, but it has come to an end. Think about Abraham and Lot in the book of Genesis. They had to separate so that both of them could grow and prosper. Their connection wasn't broken by conflict, but by the need for more space to fulfill their individual destinies. If a connection in your life feels different now, if the conversations are strained or the bond just isn't there like it used to be, it might not be anyone's fault. It may simply be that the assignment is complete. God brought them into your life for a reason and a season, and now He is quietly creating space for new connections that align with who you are becoming. Don't hold onto the memory of what was so tightly that you miss the new people God is trying to bring into your life. Before God can change your future, He often closes the door on old mindsets. He has to dismantle old ways of thinking. He has to challenge the beliefs you've held onto for comfort. And He has to remove the fear that you've disguised as wisdom. You know those thoughts. I can't do that, it's not practical. Or I've failed before, so I'll probably fail again. Those are old mindsets that keep you trapped. The Bible urges us in Romans 12, verse 2, to be transformed by the renewing of your mind. This isn't just a suggestion, it's a command for spiritual growth. And here's the truth, God will not carry your old, limiting thinking into a new season He has for you. He loves you too much to let your past thinking sabotage your future blessings. So if you've felt your beliefs being challenged lately, if you've felt uncomfortable with your old perspectives, that's a good sign. It means God is at work, rewiring your mind for the new things He is about to do in your life. He's closing the door on doubt so He can open the door to destiny. He's like a wise homeowner who clears out the old furniture before the new pieces arrive. He's making room. Some blessings are waiting for you, but they're waiting for space to land. And God, in His love and wisdom, is making that space for you right now, in these final days of the year. He's asking you to trust the process, even when it feels like you're losing something. You're not losing, you're making room. What feels like loss is actually release. What feels like silence is actually completion. And what feels like a final, painful ending is God protecting you from carrying unnecessary weight into the new year. He is lightening your load so you can run your race with endurance. He is preparing you for a year of greater purpose, greater joy, and greater anointing. The Bible promises in Isaiah 60, "At the right time, I the Lord will make it happen." Trust His timing. Trust His quiet closures. Thank you for spending this time with me. If you believe and receive this word today, I want you to do a few things. First, go to the comments and declare, "I release what God is closing." Let that be your statement of faith. Second, like this video as an act of agreement with what God is doing in your life. Share it with someone who you know is struggling to let go of something,